I'll go through and read too.
Okay, so another comparison, I think a comparison to another book, Number the Stars, is that they're both feeling a way, like I think that Billy's feeling later in the book that he might feel when Tommy's parents go away, that he is going to be like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Tommy. But then in Number the Stars, it's like Anne-Marie has like these feelings about her friend, that Ellen, that she doesn't know if they're gonna get hurt. So I think they have like the same feeling, Billy and Anne-Marie, because they're both different religions compared to Tommy and Ellen. What do you think, Gavin?
What I think is that that it's kind of the same, because Billy has to change his ways of life, and they do. It's not as major as say in
Number of the Stars.
Yeah, Number of the Stars. But he has to change his way of life and the way he lives, because there's a war going on, and people hate him for that. They think it's his fault that it's going on and everything like that. And he has to change his way his life, and he really will have to when Pearl Harbor happens. He'll constantly have to keep his life a secret.
Yeah, because when in the book Baseball Saved Us, they were like, they got taken to training camps where they couldn't do anything. They didn't have any good resources. What do you think about this, Jordan?
I agree with Gavin. All the way, but I agree with both of you, and I'd like to add on. In both of the books, it has to do with some kind of like problem. Yeah, like most of the same problem, like or soldiers or something.
Yeah. Well, in Baseball Saved Us, I totally agree with what you're saying, and I know what you're saying. It's like they all are connected in the same way. It's like somehow they're all know each other, but they don't. It's like they know that something's happening over in under the Blood Red Sun, that they probably know that the war's happening all the way over in Germany and Poland, but then the people in Poland and Germany, they don't really know about what's happening in the United States, because they have like no clue, because it's all the way across the ocean.
I agree with you and disagree with you, but I think it's kind of the other way around. The people in Hawaii, they don't think it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
Like how in Number of the Stars, Ellen thinks, what's her name? The blonde girl?
Ellen. Wait, no, Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie thinks that she will never have to be courageous and have a time to have courage.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Tommy thinks too, because he thinks the war's far away. But I think when the time comes, I think when the time comes, he will be brave and have to realize he has to support the others around him.
I would like to take the conversation in a different direction. I wonder if Howley Day still happens.
Howley Day?
Howley Day.
Howley?
I agree with you. I basically have the same idea. And it's like, maybe, what if he didn't happen at that time? Because we haven't heard anything about that. So it might happen at that time, but it might happen later in the book when Pearl Harbor gets bombed.
What's Howley?
Howley is like this really mean way of saying white person, and there's this day in Hawaii, it's called Howley Day, and Kill Howley Day is where I think all the Hawaiian kids get to go beat up and like criticize all the white kids and literally kill them.
I researched, and it's only happening in certain schools.
Yeah.
And they don't kill them, they assault them.
Yeah. Also, in this book, like, I think later on that's gonna happen to Billy when he's walking down the Cohoto Street. Maybe they all are gonna ambush him or hurt him with Billy, with Tommy there, and with Rico and Mose. That they're all gonna get like hurt, even though Tommy is Japanese.
I disagree with you. I think Mose and Rico might protect
They protect them. Why?
Sorry. I agree with you guys, but I think that's amazing that Billy has this ability to become friends with whoever he wants. He doesn't like criticize them about their race. He doesn't judge them by their race or their color or anything like that. I think it's really amazing that he doesn't look at what race the person is. He looks at who the person is and what
And
they
how
are.
nice they are and what's their person.
So even though the other Japanese boys think it's wrong for him to be friends with a white person, I think that it's good that Billy knows how to be friends with everybody and he doesn't judge by race or color.
He judges by the person. That
And
they
so
are.
does Billy, because most white kids back then, they were angry at the Chinese kids who lived there because they think it was their fault that the war was happening. So I think Tommy and Billy really have these special, not abilities, but it's amazing that they don't judge by race or color. They're just friends.
Because they like the person that they are.
Joanne.
I agree with both of you because Billy's brother and Billy's dad are like really mean to Tony. And if
You mean the Wilsons?
Yeah, Wilsons.
Yeah, Wilsons.
because the brother would just come on that during the beginning of the book, he hit both of them, Tony
Yeah,
and
remember, Tony used to be Keith's best friend before Billy moved in. So it's weird because it's like one day, Tony found the knife and then he showed it to Keith and Keith was like, I don't care, that's mine now. Just go away from me. I'm not trying.
your father and his dad Tommy's dad was disgraced.
Yeah, and
He was angry at Tommy for doing nothing. But he was just disappointed. But
yeah,
I think it's a way of showing that, like, I mean, it's hard to explain. Sorry for interrupting you. Go on.
Yeah. And I think it's like when Mr. Wilson, his car drove up, and Tommy got like pulled into the car with, by his shirt, and they had this 2-second really serious mean talk, and Mr. Wilson was like, I don't want to see you on my property anymore. And I think that means like that Pearl Harbor they bombed ships, the Japanese bombed ships, and they don't know that it's called Pearl Harbor because they don't really talk about the war in the book. But I can tell by how the attitude in that part by Mr. Wilson that the story is going to totally change because I can tell on the Cohoto Street the kids were like really mean.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd like to take this conversation in a different direction. Like, not talking about what literally is happening, but more of like how things are like there. It's kind of like in America in the Civil Rights Movement, but it's not quite the same. But and back to Known by the Stars, there's a similarity between them, and it's not as extreme. So, John,
I think the comparison between Number of Stars and Under the Blood Red Sun. The comparison between Number of Stars and Under the Blood Red Sun is that both books, both of them know that they have Billy and
Jimmy Jones,
Anne-Marie?
Billy and Anne-Marie. They both know that
They will give hope
Yeah.
for their other friends.
People like really care for their friends. They're like caring and really respectful people.
I would like to add on to what Gavin said about like how serious these things are. And when reading the harmonica, it's like it was so serious that everybody was getting captured and no one was being treated how they should be treated. They were just being beaten up, killed, starved to death, and it's like in the Under the Blood Red Sun. It's not as serious in Hawaii or America as what's happening in Europe and Asia, because it's like the Nazis and Hitler are just destroying everything.
I agree.
But then in this, it's kind of living happy until Pearl Harbor happens. They all just freak out and they think that the Japanese are not allowed in America. They should just be pushed westward.
Ezra, I agree with you. The thought that it's similar. But what I think is that it's amazing that Billy doesn't judge people by their race, like, and everybody else does. It must be hard in that time to because everybody's
Especially
gonna hate you.
Cahoto Street.
Yeah,
It's
everybody's gonna hate you for something that you didn't do or just nothing. And I'm glad that Billy has the ability to not judge people by the race, but how they really are.
Like, he didn't really care when they bullied him on Cahoto Street because he was just like, okay, bully me, I don't care.
I meant Tommy.
Yeah.
I meant Tommy. For Tommy and Billy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they don't judge by race or color. And it's not right to judge people by the race or color, just how the person is. It's good to judge the people, by their character.
Yeah.